Good deal.
Oh, hey, neighbor. How you doing? You mind? Make way. Hold on.
What's all this about?
Oh, it's the Department of Labor wants everything for like the last 10 years, and then like a tax is due on the 15th. So it's just like, it's crazy.
So this is your filing system?
I'll laugh it up, Fuzzball. This is organized clutter. I know where everything is. So it's all here. I just got to go through it. This is money, is what this is. You know, hey, wait a minute. You know what? Oh, yes, I have been looking for that.
No, you can't use that.
Why?
That's 1998. You can't use that.
Of course I can. You change the 1 to a 2. That's money in the bank right there.
So it's 2998. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, all right. It's a technicality. It's no big deal, right? I mean, hey, by the way, you think I can borrow some time cards and some old invoices from Joe?
Time cards and old invoices. I probably could, but you know what that leads to.
I don't know, a big deduction and they get off my back?
No, it leads to this.
Here you go, Mr. Wiley, hot and fresh. Hey, Sam, can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, sure.
Please, thanks.
Do you want me to show you how to make a cappuccino? Because Laura has taught me, and I'm perfect at it right now.
Yeah, that's great, but yeah, maybe later. But listen, did you get your last paycheck?
Yeah, last Friday.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You bought new shoes?
Yep, that's my paycheck right there. Aren't they great?
Yeah, great.
FunFest is your birthday party capital of the world. Our party packages are so much fun and exciting that we call them Funfestic. Let the expert staff at FunFest create a lifelong memory for that special someone in your life. We offer packages for children, teens, and adults. We also specialize in group events ranging from 20 to 300 people. Book your next birthday party or group event today. Call us at 412-828-1100 or reach us online at www.funfestcenter.com.
Did you know that 95% of Christian parents do not send their children to Christian schools? One reason parents often give is that they want their kids to be salt and light. A noble idea, but consider that they have the rest of their lives to be salt and light. What they need now is an education where they can learn, think, and learn how to think in an atmosphere where their worldview is supported, not ignored or run down. Give them that, and their light will shine. Visit PittsburghChristianSchools.net and step up to Christian education.
Remember when paying attention to detail was important to building things that last? At Omega Home Improvements, we believe that your siding deserves that same attention to detail so it too is built to last. We specialize in a foam back insulated panel that features 5 times the energy efficiency and is 4.5 feet longer than other panels used on homes today. We're Omega Home Improvements, doing it right from beginning to end.
Check it out. New to You Kids features retail clothing for children. Many of our items can be found in high-end boutiques. We provide quality clothing and excellent service and specialize in dressing your children from head to toe for weddings, graduations, holiday wear, and pageants. We recognize that you want your children to look their very best. Therefore, these clothing lines are unique and fashionable. New to You Kids is located at 2405 Sawmill Run Boulevard, Route 51 in Pittsburgh.
So you just wrote this book, Ignite?
About 6 months ago, yeah.
Wow. Now, who did you write it to? I mean, who is this written for?
Well, it's written for everyone going through challenges in their life. So like you and me and all of us going through some challenges that God puts us through. And I just believe that that's where God meets us and that's where he does his best work, when we're in those challenges of our life.
Igniting an obedient heart, igniting
So why
stress
were you
heart.
asking me if I got my paycheck?
Because I didn't get mine. I mean, I've been searching the mail every day. I don't know. Well, maybe it's a big mistake. I mean, I didn't get to talk to Tim yet, and I'm sure he'll clear all this up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What do you mean, uh-oh? I don't like uh-ohs.
Okay, well, maybe Tim didn't give you your paycheck on purpose?
What are you talking about? Why would he not give me a check?
Excuse me.
Why would he?
I need more coffee over here.
I'll be happy to help you, Mr. Wiley. Be right back.
Hey, Marcus, can you give me a hand, please?
What's up? What do you need hand for?
Well, I'm trying to get the taxes done and stuff, April 15th coming around, and I just wanted you to get me some expense receipts for what you've been doing with the show.
Why do you need those?
Well, I'm your business partner, and I want to get the business taxes taken care of, right?
So let me get this straight. You want to write off on my expenses?
I want to write off the business expenses, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's not legal. And secondly, you've been writing off the expenses from last year, and you were only my business partner for this year.
Technicality, all right?
Well, technicalities lead to misunderstandings. Besides, what is all this stuff in here for anyway? Look at it.
That is money, man. These are receipts and all the stuff for the Department of Labor and everything else. Mm-hmm. And it's not a misunderstanding. It is a misunderstanding, and it's not a technicality. And just go away and leave me alone. I got to get it finished.
Technicality.
Yeah, whatever.
Technicality.
Get me a receipt.
Just looking here very quickly, Ron, it looks like I'm seeing a lot of the life of David.
Yeah. David, the man after God's own heart, is kind of the person we want to be and the person we are. David had a heart that beat with God, but he had feet of clay. And so when you follow his life, you see the challenges he went through, the mistakes he made, the sins he committed. And again, I just believe that's where God meets us, when we're going through the challenging times. Richard Foster, the guy who writes Spiritual Disciplines, says that the best formation is at home and at work. And sometimes I think we think we have to get off on spiritual retreat and do those types of things, but God meets us at the bus stop. He meets us in the middle of a child that's sick. He meets us when we're going through challenges at work. He took David from the sheep pens and made him the king of Israel, and he meets us in our sheep pens as well.
I tell you, there are more than enough people. You say, igniting a broken heart. How do you do that?
God takes us through some situations in our life that devastate us.
Oh, yeah, there are people. I mean, when a lot of people think, okay, I come to Christ, life is going to be just wonderful, no problems.
Right. I talked to a guy the other day, and he said, I came to Christ about 12 years ago. Those have been the hardest 12 years of my life.
Man.
But that's where God does his work. He's working with us. And I think sometimes we feel like that unless we're on a spiritual mountaintop, we're really not where God wants us to be, or we're really not growing. Mm-hmm. And so I tried to show through David's life that, it's in those challenging times, it's in the loneliness, it's in the brokenness that God really gets our attention. And that's where he does his best work.
There are a lot of folks that are, going through great struggles. Their marriages are falling apart. They have blown it one way or another with their lives. I'm looking here, and one of your chapters is called "Igniting a Fallen Heart." I mean, if ever I see someone with a broken heart or a falling heart, it's in those kind of situations.
And David's a guy who sinned and sinned greatly, and God restored him. There was confession. God restored him, and brought him back to do significant things. And I again want to encourage those who have gone through some challenging times in sin, that God's not done with them. And it's always Satan is the one who tells us, how could God use you because of what you've done? Well, we all have baggage and we all have a past. But when God forgives, he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west. He puts them behind his back, he says, and he's ready to use us. And unfortunately, those sins, there's some collateral damage sometimes, but he uses those to really make us and mold us into the person he needs us to be for that kind of that next step on the journey.
That's a tough place to be in that state of brokenness where you feel like, you are just, the scum of the earth, just the worst person because you've blown it with God, you've blown it with your family, and families are falling apart, all the time.
Right. But I know in my life, when things are going well, or they seem to be going well, I can begin to depend on myself. I can begin to kind of bleed my own press, and I can forget my dependence on God. But when we go through a challenging time and a broken heart, that's like you say. I mean, that's a low time in our life. We realize that God's the only one who can help us. He's our only strength. We can't fix ourselves. That's something we all need to learn. We can't fix ourselves. I can't fix you, you can't fix me, and we can't fix ourselves. But when Christ comes, he changes that. And that's what I wanted to show through David, that David made some mistakes in his life, not just the sin with Bathsheba, but one time he joins the enemy, he joins the Philistines. And his men, the Amalekites, come in and they capture wives and children. They take them away. And it says his men were getting ready to stone him. But
All these guys been following him faithfully.
yeah, his ragtag army, they've had it. For 16 months, he lived a lie, living in the enemy territory, telling the Philistines that he was going and raiding, their enemy when he was really raiding the Israelite enemy. But his men getting ready to kill him, and David said, I love the verse, David found strength in the Lord his God. And it's a simple verse, but it gets right back to the issue at heart, that the only place we can find strength is in the Lord our God. And there's so many places and people and books that promise us, 10 steps to this and 5 steps to this, and I just don't find that in my life.
God kind of works it out.
He works it out.
Well, so do you really think that Tim wouldn't give me a check? I mean, he's never did this before. I mean, it's just weird.
Okay, Marcus. I mean, you know how it is.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know how it is. I work hard around here. You see this?
All right, sometimes you work hard. Other times you're filming your YouTube show. Okay, let's face it. You're always filming your YouTube show. You're obsessed with it. And you just started a second one, and you're obsessed with that, too. I mean, Tim has asked you for months to reorganize the stockroom, and it's only halfway done. And then he's also asked you to wire up some flat screens, and I don't see them.
Okay. I admit, I have been a little slow about other things. I've really finished up everything else, but, there's a lot of customers in here, and they got to do a lot to serve them. And besides, Tim didn't even tell me where he wants the flat screens. He's still thinking about where he wants to put them, so that's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just
it's
saying.
not.
Well, whatever. Well,
Hey, Sam, can you give me a hand for a second?
Would you like another latte?
I would love another latte just after you take care of this for me, and it's an invoice for all of the beverages that I get when I come over here.
Oh, why would I do that? I mean, I don't even know what kind of beverages you get here every time.
Well, look, let's take an estimated guess here. I come in, 3 times a week, right? So we got 3 times a week, and I have about 2 or 3 drinks every time we come in, so let's just say 3, and then I've been coming in here for, 12 years, so 52 weeks
Well,
times
okay, I
12,
wasn't even here 12 years ago. Okay, no, I mean, I was here, I just wasn't here.
It's a technicality. It's no big deal.
You mean like a misunderstanding?
What is it with you people and the misunderstanding? Come on.
What's even in here?
It's receipts and stuff.
Oh, that's gross.
That is a deduction. Thank you very much. Very important. No big deal. Come on, help me out.
Why you look so depressed?
I'm not depressed. I'm concerned. Tim didn't give me my check last week, and I thought he just forgot to mail it. But then when I talked to Sam, now I don't know.
Tim wouldn't forget to mail your check.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So something's going on.
Of course something is going on. You don't do your job around here. You're always walking around with video for your Shooby Dooby show in your face hunch book.
YouTube and Facebook.
Whatever. If you're worried about Tim not sending you a check and what's going on, maybe you should have something to worry about.
Well, no, I don't have anything to worry about. I only film on my breaks. Okay. Well, sometimes on my breaks and things like that. But, I used Sam and Lauren and Louie, but, he's just singling me out. So I don't understand why he's singling me out. I am in big trouble.
One of the things I hear, because there are so many things that are going on in the world. Marriages fall apart. Christian families, their kids walk away from Christ. People are expecting God to heal, and He doesn't. People lose jobs. There's a lot of disappointment. Is there part of the story that you lift out from David about a disappointed heart?
Yeah. When Samuel went to Jesse's house in Bethlehem and went through all of his sons, and then there was David. In fact, they weren't even going to bring David into for Samuel to look at when God said, "Go to Jesse's house. There's going to be the king of Israel there." So David is anointed as king, and then right after that there's Goliath. So great victory, and then right after that, every time he goes out to battle, there's victory. But then, if you remember, Saul tries to pin him to the wall with a spear.
Yeah, what a blessing. Here I am, I'm the king. What a great thing. I've been anointed king. Somebody's trying to kill me already.
I love God's working in David's life, because here's David. He's just been anointed king, and the first thing he does is, remember, he goes and plays elevator music for Saul to calm his nerves. So that's his first assignment. Then he's on the run. He escapes Saul. He's on the run for 10 years. So think about that. He thinks he's been anointed king of Israel. He has God's promise. He's had early success. God says, David, you're going a little too fast. So he puts David on the run. And for 10 years, David has this ragtag army. He's running from Saul. There are 2 times that he could kill Saul, and he refuses to do that. He's wandering, and there's a great passage in 1 Samuel 27 when David has just had a great time of obedience. He could have killed Saul. He didn't do it. But right after that, he says, I know Saul's going to kill me, and I'm going to escape to the enemy. And you just feel that disappointment, and sometimes in disappointment we forget God's promises. We forget that God's with us. We get disillusioned with God, and David kind of experiences that God's been with him all this time, and now God's not even going to take care of me anymore. It's better for me to go to the enemy than it is, to stay here on God's side. And so with a disappointed heart, so many times God just moves into that. And it's there where he encourages us and moves us along. And you know what? The thing of it is, there's no one event of disappointment. There are a series of events. We're never over it. So when God brings us out of one situation, we have a reprieve, and we've learned something from that prayerfully. And then we're going to have another disappointing situation. But again, I wanted to show from this that God never wastes our time. He never wastes our time. And we just had a situation this weekend that was very disappointing to me. And I'm trying to work through that. And I don't have all the answers to it yet. But I know that God never wastes our time. And there's something in that to learn. And what does he want to teach? How does he want to change me? What does he want to teach me?
His place.
Do you know that your morning cup of coffee can help clothe, feed, rescue, and care for the poorest of the poor? I know it may seem hard to believe, but it can happen. His Place and Kiva Han Coffee have joined forces to bring a special blend of coffee that will change the world. Hope Coffee is a direct trade coffee, which means that the families of the people who work hard on the coffee farms receive the funds directly from their harvest. In addition, the profits from Hope Coffee go to help rescue children in impoverished countries and bring the message of God's love to people all around the world. For a limited time, for your gift of $37, we'll send you as our thank you a His Place mug and a 12-ounce bag of Hope Coffee. Together, we're changing the world one life at a time through one cup of coffee at a time. Send your gift today.
His place.
Man, why did you bring this big, stupid, dumb, dirty box full of garbage in here?
It is not garbage, number one, all right? And besides, these are my receipts for my taxes. I need it over here. I don't have any room over Shenanigans.
I'm sure you have plenty of room over in Shenanigans.
No, I don't. And your cleaning is interfering with my accounting.
And your accounting is interfering with my cleaning. Oh,
so stop cleaning.
I want to stop cleaning. Anyway.
Okay, well, what are you even doing? What are you trying to get deductions from?
No, I got to take care of... Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I found it. I've been looking for this for 3 years.
Oh, yeah?
That is money in the bank right there, people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's only money in the bank if you use itemized deductions on everything and have kept records and receipts. If you're using the short form, you can't claim any of it. Okay, my dad's an accountant. I guess it's rubbed off.
Okay, thanks so much there. All right.
Hey, Laura, listen, I need to talk to you for a second. Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure, Marcus, what is it?
Okay, all right. Do you think I'm a good worker? Like, you don't have any problems with me, right?
Marcus, I love you. I have no problem with you.
Okay, well, something's going on. I'm trying to figure out what Tim's thinking.
Oh.
You think he thinks the same thing about me?
What's going on? You got all these questions in your head again. What's going on?
What? I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know.
Okay, stop. What? Just time out. Okay. All right. Can I just give you a little godly wisdom here?
Yes, go ahead.
If you want to know what Tim is thinking, seriously, don't come to me and ask me. Don't go to anybody else in a diner. Ask them what Tim is thinking. Today, I want you to go and ask Tim what Tim's thinking, all right?
All right, thank you for the advice. I'm going to go clean up something in the kitchen and I'll do that. You're the best.
Great.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right.
Hey, Laura,
Yes, Phil.
can you give me a hand here? I was just wondering. Well, you know I'm in here all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could just give me take care of this invoice for me. Sign that.
Well, I'm not sure. What's this about?
Well, no, I need a receipt for all the times I come in here and all the drinks that I have. So I figure I come in here like 3 times a week and have 3 or 4 drinks every day, and I've been coming in here, so that's 52 weeks, so that's a full year. So I figure it's like 9,000 some drinks or something like that.
Wait, time out.
What?
Even if you were right, I couldn't do this. Your math is all wrong.
How do you figure that?
Completely. Tim just reopened the diner in October of last year, so you're looking at October, November,
Okay,
December.
okay,
You're
okay.
looking at 10 to 11 weeks.
Great. Here.
Only.
How about if I recalculate it? Not a problem.
No. I'm sorry. Not going to do it.
Have I told you that you are my favorite barista?
Several times.
Will you sign it now?
Nope.
So is any of this you? Did you ever have to go through a time, Ron, where your heart needed to be ignited?
Well, I've been through a few, but I think of one that I write about in the book. Right after seminary, at Dallas Seminary, 4 years of seminary, graduated and began to look for a church. And I think it's Swindoll who says it takes you 4 years to get through seminary and 4 years to get over it. So, I'm looking and can't find anything. And went through all summer and just very discouraged because Lori and I, my wife and I, couldn't wait to get out and get going and do what God wanted us to do. So summer went. I was looking for a church. I pastored a little church on the weekends, but not a full-time situation. And so I took a job teaching and coaching in a little town outside of Dallas called Sunnyvale. It was a K through 8, and I began coaching and teaching and I taught computer literacy, and I literally had not turned on a computer before then. And the superintendent was desperate, and he said, stay one day ahead of the kids. It's all you have to do. So, 1 year went into the next year, went into the next year, and I was there for 4.5 years.
So you got to be thinking, God, why did I go to seminary?
Why did I go to exactly. I just felt like I was on hold. I went back. I got my master's to become a principal and later a superintendent because I thought this is what you have for. I want to make the best of it, but I don't understand this. Mm-hmm. And I always felt like I could do that, but it would be second best. Mm-hmm. And we started some Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter there. And
all good stuff.
All good stuff. Mm-hmm. But still, again, it was, okay, God, if you want me to do this, I can. But I don't want to do it. So at first it was like, okay, God, you win. I'm not very happy about it, but you're God. And then I got to the point where, God, you win, and this is it, And I want to be careful in saying that because I know a lot of people say, well, the moment I surrendered, then God opened everything up. And it doesn't always work like that. Right. So I said, God, if this is it. So we were there for 4.5 years before God opened up an opportunity. And I think about that, looking back, again, from personal experience, that's where God taught me patience. He probably saved some churches along the way.
That you quite weren't ready for, right?
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He taught me some skills that I needed. I got to work with a teacher. I had a great experience there. And there's one kid that was at the school, scrawny little seventh grader I coached as well, and he was a football player and a basketball player, a little school. And he was going through some challenging times with his parents. He came to me, and we started doing a Bible study. He did the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Long story short, he did an internship at our church here in Pittsburgh, and now he went to Dallas Seminary, and now he's a pastor in Atlanta. And I think, Lord, okay, you taught me a lot of things there. But if I was there for that one kid, it was worth it.
Well worth it.
Yeah, he never wastes our time.
You know, it's
Hey, Tim, can I talk to you for a minute, please?
sure. Excuse me, Ross.
Hey,
Yeah, what's up?
Listen, I just want to let you know that I reorganized the stock room. I wiped down the counters. I swept the floors. I took out the garbage. I even cleaned out the pots. I also put the mugs in the dishwasher, and I refilled Louie's little drive-through station.
How? You did all? You haven't even been here an hour.
Yeah, and I still got some other things to do. So I need you to figure out where you want the flat screens to be, so I can rewire up them. You know, because that's not my fault that you don't know. Because okay.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault.
Okay, good. And I also want you to know that I won't be filming anytime if it's not on my break. If it's only on my break, I'll be filming. I know sometimes I used to work and, do filming on top of that. And then sometimes I used to pull Sarah, Laura, and Louie away, and, Sam, sorry. And but I'm not going to do that anymore. I really want you to know that I'm going to pay extra hard attention to detail and do the best that I can in here, okay?
Wow, I'm really happy with this newfound enthusiasm that you have, Marcus.
Well,
Who
I'm
are
happy
you, and what'd you do with Marcus?
Oh, well, I'm happy that you're happy, Tim.
Well, yeah, I'm happy that I'm happy. You know what? I really wasn't unhappy before, though.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, I can't take it anymore. Listen, if you weren't unhappy, then why didn't I get my check?
What do you mean you didn't get your check? I mailed your check.
I didn't get it.
Oh, hang on. It went out in the mail. I've got some mail here on my desk. Maybe it came back.
All right.
Oh, as a matter of fact, it did come back, and here it is.
Oh, no, I feel so stupid. I forgot to forward the mailing address to the post office because I moved.
Well, that's okay. It's not too late. You can.
Phil,
Yeah?
did you know that you could take a deduction for being Marcus's consultant?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, you're helping out with all of his YouTube shows. I mean,
I could put that, let me see.
earn
Could
some
put
extra
that.
cash.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. I love that. You know what? And the costumes too. The costumes. I could take the new suit that I got and shoes.
We're all hoping you'll stop by. So come on in and find a friend to help you on your way. Pull up a chair and find his care. We'll be here every day in his place. Ba-ba-da-da, his place, his place.
All right. I hope that you enjoyed the His Place program, and you can always go to hisplace.tv to find out more about the program. And by the way, hey, if you want to go there right now, Ron is very wonderfully donated some of these books, and what we're going to do is be giving them away, so you can go on and sign up. Also, you want to tune in for the next His Place program when Bob Jamison is here, and he's going to be talking to us. Also, Darnell Dinkins is going to be here as well. Great show. But go to hisplace.tv for more information.